Hello friends. In my previous video, I discussed with you how to become a fearless trader because fear is something that drags you down. I hope you enjoyed this video, and because I promised you I would go further and provided there were ample number of requests for a follow-up video, I would definitely make one, and here it is. As usual, this video is divided into chapters and I'm presenting my 10-point program of how to become a fearless trader. As again, if there are enough number of people wanting more, I would be very happy to continue to do so. But do remember that you can get this video to be viewed in with subtitles of your choice in your mother tongue, and this is how you're going to get to do it. So please enjoy this video and watch chapter by chapter very carefully. Now, chapter number 1, how to destroy fear by preparing your mind the Michael Phelps way. I'm sure as a sports enthusiast or even a TV viewer, you would have heard of the name Michael Phelps. Now, there can't be a more famous, more felicitated and more rewarded swimmer in Olympic history than Michael Phelps. Now, do you know that Michael was trained by a coach who had a very, very unconventional style of teaching Michael to undergo various situations that could crop up in the Olympic pool? Now, he would take Michael and make him practice swimming under various challenging situations. Allow me to explain. Now say this is Michael's swimming trunk and there would be a drawstring, what we called nada, right? He would basically snip Michael's drawstring off his swimming trunk and tell Michael, you're going to wear this drawstring cut swimming trunks on you, and when I fire the gun, you're going to dive into the pool. What will happen is that as soon as you dive into the water, your swimming trunks are going to come off and you'll be naked. You'll feel embarrassed, your mind might stop you, and you'll try to retrieve your swimming trunks, but that's precisely what you are not supposed to do. The other thing he would do is take Michael's swimming goggles, cut the rubber strap partly. So while swimming, Michael's swimming goggles would come off in the pool. What happens then? Your visibility is curtailed significantly. He would switch off the underwater lights when Michael was swimming. He would be in pitch dark. Now you don't want your hand to rub into the dividing rope that stops you and makes you lose a couple of seconds. In the Olympics, a couple of seconds is all you need to be a disaster. Michael said, everything that my coach prepared me for, my swimming goggles coming off because the rubber band was cut, my drawstring being missing from my swimming trunk, so when I dive into the pool, my trunks coming off, lights going off, my hands getting entangled in the rope, everything in some competition or the other happened. It really happened. But because I was psychologically prepared, there was no fear. So a prepared mind is fearless. Now, shut your eyes and visualize yourself trading. You would open the Snapcode window, the kind that you're seeing on your screen. And in the bottom, there would be gain-loss figures flickering with every tick price change. Imagine you've already put in a stop loss of, say, hypothetically 10,000 rupees. You lose 10,000 rupees, you're going to be out of that trade. Now imagine yourself, your loss is going up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, stopping at 9,500 and not hitting 10. And then your loss starts to reduce and then it comes into a profit. Now your mind has visualized what's going to happen. So when it actually happens, you don't feel fear. I agree, initially I used to laugh at this, but believe me, it works. Agenda number 2, exercise more of the left brain. Do you remember in my video number 1, part 1, I told you that the human brain is divided into two. Left brain, right brain. Left brain, completely mathematical, analytical. Right brain, completely emotional, more about soft skills. Left brain, more about mathematics, statistics, logic, reasoning. And just like any other muscle in the body, the brain grows when it is exercised. So if you're completely mathematical in your outlook in life, more often than you are emotional, the left hand side of your brain gets a lot more powerful. And the beauty about the body is that when you're exercising the left hand side of your brain, the right hand side of your brain, the emotional part, goes to sleep. Fear is an emotion. So when you're getting mathematical, when you're getting logical, you're basically killing fear. Now, mathematical and logical means knowledgeable. So you're creating your own trading rules, your trading system. It could be a trading model, it could be a statistical behavioral model, it could be technical analysis, statistical analysis, even fundamental analysis, whatever, screen reading. Knowledge kills fear. And knowledge is all about the left hand side of the brain. The more you exercise the left hand side of the brain, the less fear you will feel. Point number 3. If you've seen the Hollywood super hit movie Rush, it was released in 2014 and it was all about the life of Niki Lauda and James Hunt. Yes, the same guy who was a Formula One champion. Now, you would see in one scene that James Hunt is lying down on the floor with a decoy steering wheel in his hands with his eyes shut and even a hanky tied on them. He was basically imagining taking the turn at a particular corner. In his mind, he was calculating at 1 minute 22 seconds, I would have reached this corner. At 1 minute 35 seconds, I would be braking here because there was a turn and an embankment here. At 2 minutes and 32 seconds, I would be shifting into a lower gear because there was a gradient here which I would have to climb. So he was basically running the entire track through his mind and preparing his mind for each and every nook and corner of the racetrack. You too should spend time either every weekend or preferably every day familiarizing yourself with all the shortcut keys, all the commands, all the syntax of your trading terminal and saying, okay, today I'm going to be trading this. After I trade this, if this does this and if this does that, I'm going to be prepared. I have made videos about which time of the day, how the prices are expected to behave. Those are all in the pinned comment below this video as well as in the description below this video. Watch that video and you will see that prices do behave predictably in certain times and certain days of the week. So you put that information through your mind and prepare the mind just like James Hunt did in the movie Rush. These are all about real life situations, real life people, and they are not made up stories. This is how Formula One race drivers race. Because Formula One is highly competitive, hey, so is trading. You're fighting against or trading against the most sharpest people that there are on this planet, who programmed algos, who programmed software, statistical and behavioral trading models. They are super rich, they have fast internet connections, they have experience, they have pockets and pockets full of cash. Don't think winning is going to be easy. And because losing causes fear, the more you win, the less fearful you will be. So simulation like James Hunt is your way to go forward. Number 4, practice and practice till you don't just get it right, but you also cannot go wrong. Let me narrate a short story for you and keep this brief. Arjuna, the great archer in the Mahabharata, in the period that they were exiled into the forest, was eating his dinner, and suddenly the earthen lamp, which was providing the light in the hut that he was eating, was blown off by the wind. Now, Arjuna, it is said amongst the more conservative Hindus that you should not get up in between from a meal. Arjuna did not want to go out and get something to light the earthen lamp with. And he reasoned that he knew where the plate was, where the food was. He knew where his mouth was. So he would scoop the food from the plate and put it in his mouth, and he did not therefore need the earthen lamp. Now, while he was doing that, a thought struck his mind. And this is something that we traders should train ourselves to basically learn from the great archer. Arjuna said, "My hand knows where my mouth is, which is why I don't put my food in my nostrils, in my eyes, or in my ears. Can my bow and arrow not know where the target is? Once I have seen the target with my eyes, if I shut my eyes and I shoot the arrow, can I not hit bullseye?" This is how Arjuna started practicing in the dark. He saw he saw the target, he saw the bullseye, shut his eyes, visualized in his mind, and lo and behold, his arrow would hit bullseye in the dark without him even seeing the target. Now, if you were to reach this level of practice, ask yourself, are you going to be beatable at all by your contemporaries? I don't think so. Now, when you have this kind of level of proficiency, why would anyone feel fear? So if you want to get fearless, practice, practice, and practice till you don't just get it right, but you just cannot go wrong. That's the difference. Good traders practice till they get it right. The best traders practice till they can't go wrong. Item number 5. This is my personal belief. If any of my viewers, any of my online family members do not kind of agree with this, feel free to basically disagree with me and basically even call this out. You should learn how to channelize anger. We are traders, and we as traders are human beings. Human beings are balls of emotion. We are bundles of emotions. We feel frustration, we feel anger, we feel nervousness, we feel anxiety, we feel sleeplessness. Therefore, at some point in time in our lives, somebody or the other, some situation or the other would have angered you. I have never hidden the fact that I come from a well-to-do family, and I experienced a big drawdown in my life in the year 2000. That's called the Y2K or the dot-com bust. I was traveling abroad, leaving a huge amount of open trades, long trades in the month of March 2000. By the time I came back, and I did not check the market rates too often. My wife said, "We've come out shopping, sightseeing abroad to celebrate our anniversary. Let's not look at the markets." And that cardinal mistake that I made almost sent me to the brink of bankruptcy. All right. So I have no sob stories to tell you about rags to riches, or I did not have this, or I did not have that. I came from a very cushy and comfortable family. But when I went down, it was not something that my mind was geared to. I was never prepared for cutting down on expense and curtailing my desires, my needs, or anything at all. And I started working and contacting people to give me assignments. I worked with a lot of people, not for. There's a difference between working with and working for. I worked with a lot of people, and not all of them were polite. I used to feel angry. I used to feel hurt. I used to feel even hatred. But I had no choice. It took me 8 or 9 years. The global financial crisis of 2008 resurrected me because I got the market right and I had shorted. So when the market collapsed in 2008, it was my comeback year. Now, as a motivation, I remember all the guys who were nasty to me. And believe me, it sends up my blood pressure levels a few notches higher. It keeps me motivated. I get angry. What do you think an army commander tells his troops when he's sending them out to battle to throw out an attacker who had infiltrated into their territory? Do you think he tells them, go out there, hug the guy, put a garland around his neck and say, look, buddy, we are brothers. Why do you want to get into my land? Please vacate it. No, he tells them, go out there, kill the guy, shoot him, blow his brains out. George Patton, the famous American general, said, I don't want soldiers who are willing to die for their country. I want soldiers who are willing to kill the other bastard and defeat his country. Now that is using anger as motivation. You would have at some point in time encountered some situation, some person who would have made you angry. If you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling demotivated, think of this person. You'll get angry enough to get back into the groove. Michael Johnson, the American sprinter, was best buddies with Carl Lewis. Now, Carl Lewis was a very, very famous, legendary sprinter of his time. If you Google search how Michael Johnson used his anger to win in the Olympics, you'll know what I mean. Michael Johnson was put in track number 8 in the Olympic race. He thought that this was a manipulation, and he saw all the other sprinters, most of whom were very good friends of his, including Carl Lewis, put their fist up in the air and say, "Yay, Michael Johnson is out of the race." He felt a rage. He said, "I remembered all the times when I've had a good time with them, eaten lunch and dinner together, celebrated with them, had outings, and here they are, they're celebrating that I'm in track number 8 where winning is impossible. Now, just to prove to them that I'm the best, I'm going to beat them." And he used anger to win that race in the Olympics. Yes, anger is a damn good motivator, and I swear by it. So when you're feeling fear, I'm sure you can learn how to channelize anger to say, "Listen, damn this fear, I'm going to do this just because I'm angry that this and this happened." Don't internalize it. Don't make it permanent. You see the guy who was impolite and hurt you? You don't need to go and punch him. You're just using that anger momentarily to motivate you to get the job done. The most important thing is to get the job done. You're not out there to hurt anybody. You're not a bad guy. We are traders. We are not murderers or mercenaries. We are just here to get the job done. So you can use anger to kill fear. Agenda number 6. On an average, take the best and closest 5 friends that you hang around with all the time. Take an average of what they are worth. You will be somewhere out there. You would have damn good traders, you would have mediocre traders, you might have no traders. You might have guys who are just getting drunk and falling off into a ditch every night. Some people have friends like that. But you are the company you keep. So take the average of the best 5 friends you have. That's the kind of trader you will be. If at all, there are people who are actually undesirable, who are pulling you down, who are always cribbing and complaining and misleading you, eject. They're out. For your own sake, they're out. These are guys who are permanent and life members of the TWA, Time Wasters Association. Stay away from them. When you're wasting your time, you're not preparing for battle. That is trading. And when you're unprepared for the battle, you are fearful because your mind knows subconsciously, hey, you're not prepared. You've not read the charts. Normally it takes you 6 hours to read and prepare for the next trading session, which you haven't done because you were hanging around with some Charlies who are not desirable. Out. If you want to kill fear, you want to be with super sharp people or not at all. Either be with the conducive guys or be with nobody. In part 1 of How to Be Fearless, I drew upon the importance of Jesse Livermore's training regimen. I told you he had a checklist. Please watch that video again. But the most important thing that I want to tell you here is sleep well. Whenever I've had a bad sleepless night, I've had poor trading results. My body was tired, my mind was functioning slowly, I was laboring under decision making, and that is also another reason why you could become fearful, if not in the prefrontal cortex, which is evident, but in the back of your mind, which is not so evident, but it holds you back. It pulls you back and you lose money. And losing money causes fear. So you want to cut down on fear, don't lose money. And if it is money you're losing because you didn't sleep well, do what Jesse Livermore does. Unless he satisfied all the items on his checklist, he did not even trade. Item number 8, have a high dopamine diet. Dopamine is the chemical that is produced in your body that gives you a feel-good factor. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. Yes, there is a diet that is conducive for trading. Yes, you can know where it is. It's in part 1 of the How to Become a Fearless Trader video. Do check that out and do spread the word around. Help other fellow traders become better traders. Item number 9, I swear by it. Spend some time in solitude. Spend time in your company. Talk to yourself. You need not talk to yourself talking. You just might be connecting with your inner self via your thought process. You know what? I even have a habit of talking to myself. I talk to myself when I'm trading. Hey, come on, come to daddy. Come on, come down. I'm shorting you. Go up. I'm going long. Come on, what's happening? Let me see the bids and offers. My wife tells me that I talk to myself. I tell her, look, I'm in great company. I'm talking to the best guy in the market. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm connected with myself. If you can connect yourself even in noisy and otherwise busy atmosphere, great. That's a level of understanding I want you to reach. But if you can't get there, practice in solitude. I assure you, the more you connect with yourself and the more you talk to yourself and find out about what you really want, your inner self really wants, because trading is a mental game. It's not just about being strong, running faster, pushing bigger weights over your head, swimming longer than the other guy, but it's about ideas. We traders are brain warriors. We fight and win with our ideas. So your ideas have to be super sharp. Item number 10. Again, I swear by it. This is actually a two-pronged strategy. This is a feel-good strategy in its ultimate format. This is called self-fortification and being helpful. Self-fortification is you fortify, you make yourself stronger by rewarding yourself. Now, every time I make money in trades, I keep 1 or 2% or maybe 3% aside. When there's good enough money left, I buy myself a gift. This shirt that you see I'm wearing right now, it's come as a gift after I made money in a certain trade. Why do I do that? I'll tell you the reason why. Now, when I wear this shirt, every time I look at myself in the mirror while I'm buttoning the placket or buttoning the collar, I say, hey, you made this, you bought this shirt out of the profit made in that trade, and I feel good about it. Yeah, we need to do this more often. And then when I get out of this shirt, I get into my pajama suit that has also been bought out of winnings in some other counter. So what am I doing? I'm wearing the victory medals on my body in the form of clothes, in the form of a watch, maybe the perfume that I'm wearing when I go out with my friends. That everything reminds me of what I did and won, so that my body wants more of it. And winning kills fear. So the more you self-reinforce yourself, the more you are going to be more and more confident, and you're going to neutralize fear. The other part, help people come up and become better traders. Why? It's not just about the spiritual aspect. I'm telling you about the mathematical, the absolute practical aspect. When you help people to become better traders, there is positive feedback coming from them. No trader is God. It is useless to say, I know everything about trading. So some guy will revert back and say, Vijay, what about this? Now that could be an aspect I didn't know about. Now what do? He's asked in public. I need to find out what it is. I need to learn about it and then give him the right answer. I don't bullshit because I don't sell anything, I don't charge money, but at the same time, I want my rep to be good. So I will learn this first and then answer the question. That means my knowledge bank was improved by helping somebody. I became a better trader myself. Let me elaborate on this. A couple of years ago, I'm into fixed income, especially sovereign bonds, sovereign guaranteed investments, etc. Now, a couple of years ago, a lady, online family member who was following me on Twitter or something, I don't remember which platform, but it was online, and she was a professor. Now, she had read about why I was telling people you should be buying sovereign guaranteed bonds, etc., etc. So she got in touch with me. She said, "Look, I'm a professor or a principal here in this South-based college, and I want you to clarify a certain aspect about bond convexity so that I can tell my students." Now, to be honest, I didn't know a thing about bond convexity, and that exposed how less or how little I knew about the bond market. So there was no point in feeling like being a king shit guy. So I bought a book and I had it delivered to my house in 24 hours on bond metrics, bond formulae that I could punch into trading, statistical trading software. I asked her 3 or 4 days time, which she said she was willing to wait. And in 4 or 5 days time, I programmed a small thing about bond convexity. And I had the idea clearly in my mind. And I reached out to her and I told her, "Ma'am, this is what you need to talk about in convexity and this is how it works." And guess what? Guess what? From October 2021, when I have been telling you get into bonds, I got into the bonds with the best convexity metrics for me and I made better money. Would this have come if I had not gone out of my way to basically be helpful to a fellow trader, and not just a trader, maybe even a non-trader who knows, she might have been trading or not, but she was definitely asking for something, and I made sure that I learned it myself and I gave it out. So it helped me get into a better groove. These are systems that will kill fear. These are my 10 points that I would swear by. Now, depending on the feedback, I'm willing to basically make more videos on the subject, but you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know and you're gonna help me. It's a request. Share my videos with like-minded people who would like to be knowledgeable and super sharp traders using their own internal resources to beat the crowds and stay ahead in the game. Friends, before I check out of this video, reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Click on the bell icon to receive instant alerts about fresh videos being put up out here. In the comment segment, do let me know what you think of my work and how I can make it work better for you. And reminder, share my videos, please. I thank you for your patience in being with me in this video. Till we meet again in my next. This is Vijay signing off for now. Take care. Bye-bye.